Awusian Ghana TV ni Anas abekasa waye ni video abekasa wo chese ono de no hwa justice ndi odan lawyers nyina ase ye wono barracks chese ampa okura soja ni akoma openokore ni nyina 18 million dollars US court awarded no defamation suit against Honorable Agyapong na no na Honorable Agyapong lawyers wo Ghana akasa omo chese enkohwe 18 million no eno de akeka keke propaganda na final judgment no enya maye we ade a ewo court ho a court no ehwese wama mrese omedi ho kita ho na asem no monya judge no kwata nti omunim de nti anas nko for de abetu dwa $80 million yeni kan nti anas video de buy mra ba lawyer Amodate ene lawyer Williams akasa ni eti omuso.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I stand before you not just as a journalist, but as a witness to history, a child of Ghana's turbulent past, and a soldier in the fight for truth. Yesterday in the Essex County Superior Court of New Jersey, an 8-member jury delivered a unanimous verdict holding Kennedy Agyapong, former Ghanaian MP, liable for defamation and awarding damages of $18 million. The ruling is more than a legal victory. It is a profound affirmation that truth matters, that justice is not a privilege of the powerful, and that the arc of history does indeed bend towards righteousness. My story begins long before this moment. I was born at the 37 Military Barracks in Accra, the son of the soldier who served in an era where power belonged to those who wielded the gun. I grew up watching my nation transition from military rule to democracy, witnessing firsthand the struggle of ordinary Ghanaians yearning for justice, transparency, and accountability. When Ghana finally embraced democracy, I knew that safeguarding it required more than just laws. It needed the unyielding courage of those willing to hold power accountable. That is why I chose journalism, not as a career, but as a calling. Over the years, my team and I have exposed corruption at the highest levels, from the corridors of politics to the halls of justice. But in fighting the corrupt, one becomes a target. Mr. Agyapong, in a desperate bid to silence me, labeled me a land grabber, an extortionist, a murderer, a tax evader, and a blackmailer who ought to be hanged. These were not just lies. They were calculated attempts to destroy my credibility and put my life in danger. While Ghana's legal system failed to deliver justice in 2018, the US court upheld truth. This case was not easy. Proving defamation in the United States requires establishing actual malice by a clear and convincing evidence standard, one of the highest legal thresholds in the world. That the jury ruled 8-0 in my favor on every count is a testament to the fact that Mr. Agyapong acted with reckless disregard. Regrettably, Ghana's justice system has not always lived up to the principles of fairness and impartiality. When I sued Mr. Agyapong in 2018, despite his inability to legally substantiate his allegations, the court ruled against me, with Justice Barr scandalously branding me a terrorist instead of adjudicating the facts before him. This miscarriage of justice was later condemned by Supreme Court Justice Kolende, who rightly described it as a violent abuse of judicial authority. My fight has never been for personal gain, but for the soul of Ghana's democracy. This victory in the US sends a powerful message. The media cannot be silenced, truth cannot be buried, and those who wield power must be held accountable. Let this moment be a wake-up call to all who seek to erode the foundations of justice in Ghana. Let it remind us that democracy is not just about elections, but institutions that uphold the truth, courts that deliver justice without fear or favor, and citizens who refuse to accept corruption as the norm. To my legal team, Andrew Dehere Esquire, Arthur Womega Esquire, Evans Salasi Adeka Esquire, and Odekro Esquire, I am forever grateful for your dedication to justice. And to my supporters in Ghana and around the world, your unwavering belief in the fight strengthens my resolve. The battle against corruption continues. We will name, shame, and jail. Ghana deserves better, and I will never stop fighting for a future where justice is not a privilege of the powerful, but the right of every citizen. Thank you.
So yenti lawyer Amodate any lawyer Williams Kusi omota ekasama honorable Agyapong omusa aye lawyers omo chirichiri mu di yenti omo de omo kire se $18 million no enkosi hwe
akaba bienzo kan be ekahun
ede na kire
oh sir was objection be so there was misdirection and of course now I put the decision on hold. Obama, you know the misdirection to your time. You on the way forward.
Na enra wabra na eye asem ni die no ekoso no. Ensem ba isa na mutimi di two eye court na anima na mo gidie wom se court no betime di e amamo.
So me da information me won say the tender the judgment of the High Court. And so videos, you know, who watches the Watchman? The idea that the point, a digital, and us, the media would be in attention. I have on the own service or blackmailing for people put so much a bribe. Nah, or forcing me to come on with this, come with ya. Not the other two. It was obvious, men say me fear be, no, be catch them. And I made my conclusion after I saw the videos. We all supporting and us. We video na music that will cook. I can't be of us with the teaching pastor. Or investigations now. Or because we go to Janabi because of the guy. Me now, they were all with what they are saying. Of course, you music and a big of and yet the jury believes that. You're going to call the all right, or come be once on the US.
No, but say evidence a just say nia wo ye nia dan na jury no ent me enhunu no kreya wo se wo hunu e wo sa evidence kro na wo de to court na ni nya ne tie say videos ni bi kra mo de kire no ebi mo hwa video na wo say na we nipa na wo ho ya na say we pre contract ye dia sense wa ye di moja fafam.
That's it. In the first place, when you say Bruni, how do you person we and how many?
Minim Sadia no.
Bruni, when you on pay year.
Where a lawyer, is there a statement of fact, the Okano?
Yes, it is. Unless you are not learned.
No. But you don't need to learn to know whether this is
colonization. You know. You see, the question you are asking is coming from the fact to say. Said they led evidence and the jury still pressed that no, defamation. Yes, sir. And I make it say, Sabro, not since it was there, you know. He has his own thought about the black man. And you know, he could have influenced his decision. Because me share, people in my course are called Simbro, no tells you don't know. Yes, and I may have to say me, who say white man superior, say me. No, I do with you. You are doing with this idea. You are in the tears, I must say. You need a video. And my opinion, what can I be Agyapong was right? Somebody who is going about, let me give you an example. There will be a journalist, or the president of America. I could be buy some major bribe, no 20 photos, no metro appointing. America will never do that because they will protect the image of their president. That is what announced it. But
investigative journalism
in the video.
But investigative journalism, Jumano, the use of the word Leo or patches. I mean, for instance, for instance, we a businessman. Now, Obia Banchen say, may a business mogul, United Arab Emirates. na me pe so and so e dey free ho na woni ni di nkomo na wo kika nsem na wo implicate wo a luring no way
na sa I record na on catching so all record na nim say legal yen ha ya mara o me nkomo me ba listen to me me di nkomo obra wo na ten say record na da be tuja ninia is it right
and I make a choice say investigative journalism adwuma say meba say as why we am the nim ni a wa bin a wa ko school akwa chenti de make am ye sure say we are we pa say investigative journalism adwuma na omo ye no say be a case be of national interest no be any de achie na ye pemu no kra ensentwe ni timi de ne ho hinta kopa no kra no ba eti wo record wa ni say wo bo ho amane eti na ye investigative journalism work no wo de ne ho hinta no ana wonim sa de no
ana minim so say investigative journalism wa won tra ho en yaboni na won ko penipa en fa se mo tunu so video no ko di wo se wan ayibi ni se di o man is because one ye o so mi se je na o so ma no television you know what happened and I am not a fool I'm not ignorant all those things they didn't commit any offense if you know them or for so I'm saying I'm a trap picture I got investigating journalism and that is what it spoke about if there's an issue you want to investigate corruption fine but then conform to the person one nifika or the name so what the bribe I mean how can you do that look when you say Oma judges now or the Oyam say the court won't do them they lost their job they were not restored and they were really defamating he did not know that and these are facts that I know and the neighbor never had them there defamating but they have their rights because they constituted the court and they made a decision what are they
yeah
it is within the law for Ken to say you are the court misdirected into and that's what he has done.
It is a court decision, no. I thought ensure any good agenda more certain say mo wage war against the watchman, no, because mo badane watchman na mo share watchman.
But in our country we have a decision that is still standing. Are you not aware?
May aware of that one too.
America, Ghana is a sovereign state. America cannot tell us what to do, and therefore we so fight against that corrupt guy who goes about. You know how he lives in Dubai? What do you know? In Ghana, he was taking people's property because it's an act. Or call off, as well as a court, Ghana is a because he has investigated.
Minim Hoshi, and yet, once a month, as a media house, but the crack. What the yes, the proceedings of the court is public, isn't it?
Public. And if an act says something like that and it's on record, is it not something to speak to? He said that he made that statement.
Okay.
And I'm saying that he even in his statement after the decision, he reiterated it. How corrupt is the Ghanaian
Charles Amu Dati, who is a private legal practitioner and former spokesperson for Kennedy Agyapong. Counsel, good morning.
Good morning, Chief. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Brilliant.
Great. Counsel, I want to believe that you are aware of developments in the States in the last 48 hours.
Yes, I've read around, and I'm just waiting for instructions from Honorable Ken and his lawyers in the U.S. before I can speak to the matter. But if you want me to give a general view of how the whole thing is planning out, I can go ahead and do so.
Sure. That's why we called you this morning. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I think we've seen some flyers and some messages on Facebook talking about an award of $18 million.
Yes.
To Anas Arimia. Is that the matter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. You see, in simple terms, in law, there cannot be an award when there is no judgment. There is no judgment, so there cannot be an award. a judgment has not been entered. The verdict has not been entered. So how can people be talking about $18 million?
Is that your understanding, or that's a reality? Is that your understanding from what happened?
That is the case. That is the case. If there's no judgment, there cannot be an award. And now there's a motion of a mistrial, and that the judge is going to give his ruling in 30 days. So the ruling can be, you see, the jury has been dismissed. So it could be that they are going to empanel a different jury altogether to look at the matter again, or if the decision depends on the judge. So right now, there's no conclusion. The case is not concluded yet. There is no judgment. There is no judgment. And if there's no judgment, there cannot be award. So I'm very surprised, and this is very preposterous, to see Anas and his group, on Facebook, sending unnecessary messages while the process has not concluded. So all that I would say for now is that people should just relax and let's see the outcome of the matter after its conclusion. So we are not worried. Honorable is not worried. No, we are not worried because it's a court process. And so let the process conclude. And then when it is fully matured, and then we all see the outcome. So I say, Anas is now just walking around jubilating for nothing. So people don't understand the process. The process will actually explain itself when the judgment comes out.
Charles, help me understand this. From what I have read, there was an 8-member jury who voted in a certain direction, correct?
Yep.
What exactly did the jury vote on?
You see, where did you get your source from? You have read it.
Yes, I have
read.
Where
did you get your source from? Where is the source?
I read on the internet this morning.
Very good. So therefore, you have to look for the source, where it's coming from. Is it coming from Anas or is it coming from the court? You see, when we are actually giving information out, it's very important you get the proper source. Let's try to get the court process. Let's try to get what the court actually said and everything. We can't just pick anything from the internet and base conclusions or discussions on the internet. That's why I said, let us wait soon and very soon. The judge will come up with his ruling, and then we will get a proper, authentic document, and then all of us will speak to it and make meaning of the words and everything, and see whether it is lawful or unlawful, and see the legal implications of the ruling. Now that there is no ruling, now there is no judgment, somebody has put his opinion on internet, and then we are wasting time to discuss someone else's opinion.
Are you in any way suggesting that this information on the internet is one that has probably been put out by the Anas team to court some, disaffection for the former
and let me tell you, the truth that comes out of evil is a divine truth that nothing on this earth can gainsay. You understand? And so let's wait for the truth. Let's wait for the actual information, and let us not discuss opinions.
You would obviously have details of all of this information with you. I mean, what we are reading is something in the region of about $18 million. I mean, that's a lot of money if your client potentially loses this case. How confident are you that you could overturn that if what we are reading is not true?
You see, my client is not worried about it because this 18 million is not the matter. The matter is a fair trial. We have to look for a fair trial. And now we have put in an motion for a mistrial. The judge is going to consider that motion. And so this hula balloon about 18 million, etc., award, punitive award, damages award, etc., I don't think it's about time that we discuss it. It is a pre-discussion, and this is premature discussions. So we are not worried. We know the truth will come out. We know Anas is going to get nothing. He's going to get nothing. And you and I know that for instance, if you get a judgment at High Court, you can always move to the next court. Court of Appeal, or it can go to Supreme Court finally for the final decision to be pronounced. So now this is just the beginning of the battle. This is just the beginning of the battle. So we are not worried. So this jubilation is nothing for us. So let's see. I believe in the fact that I will let the court process in itself. I will let the matter go for the full trial, and let's see what the judge will come up with. And remember that the jury has been dismissed. That is what we have to look for, and then we have to ask questions. Why the dismissal of the jury? You see, we don't have to focus on the 18 million, but why was the jury dismissed? That's the issue. So that's why I said there are a lot of legal issues, misunderstanding here and there, misinterpretation here and there, and then the rush to judgment and the rush to jubilation is unnecessary. So let's wait. I just want to assure Ghanaians that they should wait, they should relax, they should not jump to conclusions until the final ruling in 30 days comes.
Between now and that 30 days, what would you be doing?
Well, definitely I will get the full documents I have requested. It will be sent to me. Once I get it, I will digest it with other lawyers. We will look at the laws in the U.S. and then we will also look at whether or not the decision in Ghana, the court judgment in Ghana had an impact over the case in Essex County in New Jersey.
At what point are you likely to get in touch with your client to get a lot more clarity on this? You said you're not speaking to him.
I can't tell you, but soon and very soon. As a matter of fact, we are working on this. You see, Anas is just doing propaganda. That's all I will tell you. Honorable Ken is more relaxed. We are focused. We know what we are doing, and we have good lawyers, and they know how to try cases. We are not rushing to conclusion. We will not prejudge. All that we are saying is that let us wait and see the ruling. As soon as we get the documentation, I will call Mr. Kwachi myself, and I will come to the people and analyze for Ghanaians to know exactly what went down.
Charles, finally, I mean, this is a case in court. Why would you think someone would want to do propaganda with this?
That is what I'm saying. Propaganda. You know the people that we are dealing with, and I'm glad that you said the case is in court. So if the case is in court, let's wait for the court documentation. But let us not depend our discussion on one's personal. And let's wait until we get an authentic, certified court document, so that we can do a proper and intellectual and legal discussion and discourse thereafter.
Charles, thank you for the legal education this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, and I'm checking my sound from. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya yeshiro nana.
Nothing.
Se baby ameti ye to me. And me wo fa send miska. Din kan wo de ko si wo bisu na nipa kura discount. Yo de ba yen so ami ko yi a ehun sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem my transaction o hoda.
Debbie. And catch you offer say on download tap send. So download tap sender or send this camera wire. About to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send there. If you see fana baby obia, so what Europe and America, Canada. So kura Android so kuta iPhone and once we download app na two phones so. In the process, maybe say promo code aye. Now about one Ghana asho a basa automatically no. Yeah, £5 and €5 and we are more Europe. So America and Canada, yeah, chow, $10 for free. Oh, send this cancel. Yento tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. Papa no.